Good afternoon, everyone. I wanted to show you an update. We'll be putting a lot more to this video than today. This is the end of today, and we worked on a couple of things in the house today, but I wanted to show you. I've talked to a few different people about some things, and they kind of give me this look like I'm crazy, but I'm going to show you what we've done, and that way you guys can all think I'm crazy too. But what I've done is I cut all this cardboard and I stuck it up. I stapled it up to the walls where I think I want my windows. That's a door. That's two windows. That's a window. Actually, I think I'm going to change that out for two windows. And then there's some windows there. And I'll tell you the reason I did this. I'm a visual person. Before I ever decided on the size of this building, I would go to neighbors' houses, friends' houses, and I would look at their house and say, hey, how big is this room? This looks like a good size. And I would measure their rooms, because to tell me that a good size room is, say, or a good size bedroom is, say, 10 by 12 or 12 by 12, that doesn't tell me anything. I need to know if my bed's gonna fit in there, if my dresser's gonna fit in there, whatever I want in there. I have to make sure it's gonna fit. So I'm visual. I had to go look at people's houses, measure their rooms, all that before I decided on the size of this building. And then trying to figure out where I want the windows, I needed to actually map it out. So we also went and we picked up a refrigerator box. Now this is a lot smaller than the refrigerator I would like to put in here, but it gave me an idea. Kind of moved out of the way right now. But it gave me an idea of where the refrigerator will go and then where the stove will go. We had some boxes up there for the stove, but so the stove will go there. So there'll be a short counter between the refrigerator and the stove. And then I wanted windows here so I could see up in the garden. The kitchen sink will go there with windows above it. Everybody likes windows above their kitchen sink so they can look out while they're doing dishes. That will be the front door. And then there's no windows here because here is going to be the pantry, which does not need a window. And then this is my bedroom back here, so there'll be two windows, one on each side of the bed. I had to make sure the bed will fit between the windows. And then right here will be a sliding door out of my bedroom onto the porch. And then this is Mikey's room here. So he has a window on each side, and this part doesn't have any windows because I figure his bed will go in there. And I don't know about you guys, but I've never liked windows right above my bed or right next to my bed. So he's got a window on each side, and then he can have his bed in this area. And then over here will be my office, and it's got one window there. And then over here is the living room. The couch will be over here, and I don't like a window behind my head when I'm sitting on the couch, so that's why there's no windows on this wall. But there's two windows here, and the back door will be right here. And then I might decide to put in a window here, so the couch will be right here. I might decide to put a window here on the other side of the refrigerator there. Don't know yet, because there's really nothing to see out there. There's just trees and like you can't see anything at all. So I don't know if I want to waste my time and money and all that for a window right there. But when I tell people that I need cardboard to put up fake windows, they look at me like I'm crazy. So thought I'd share that with you guys. Okay, something else I want to share with you is that we totally messed up. So it was probably a couple weeks ago now, because we've been going fishing and spending time with Mikey. You know, your kids grow up so fast, and he's gonna be 13 this month. And that keeps going through my mind, and I'm thinking, man, he's growing up. We got to spend more time with him. So we've been spending a lot of time with him going fishing. He's finally enjoying it. He's at the age where he enjoys fishing. So yeah, we've just been doing that and kind of putting the house on hold a little bit. But so it was a couple weeks ago that we were putting up the cardboard for the windows and the doors, and then I realized that I totally messed up. So like I said, this is the shape of the door. It's pretty much the size of a door. And when I put it up there and I thought about putting up the framework for the door, I realized that if you look down right here, this is the outside girt, which is where the exterior wall will connect, and this is the floor. There's a big hole here. I can't put a door right there because it'll be up against this wall, so the door would be in midair. So over here where the door actually goes, we put in these short pieces of floor joist so the door will actually have something to sit on. So hopefully, I mean, you don't actually stand in your doorway. Not that those wouldn't hold up to somebody standing there or anything else. I mean, they're on there good, but hopefully I did it right, because I couldn't figure out, normally when people build pole barns, they do a concrete floor. So the concrete would go all the way up to that outside girt, I believe. Well, since I didn't go do concrete, I didn't have floor joists going to the outside girts. So anyways, we went around and we did that for all of the doors. Well, we did it for here is where the sliding door will go. So we're gonna have to add a strip of plywood in there, and then it gets the laminate on top of that. This is the subfloor, and then you put laminate on top of that. I think that's what it's called. But anyway, so we got to put some plywood across there. And the reason the reason that the floor joists don't go in here is because at the bottom of this bay here, at the bottom of this girt, there will be a 2x6 laying flat this way. And that way my insulation will go down and it will sit in that bay, so that my floor joists here will be insulated. The insulation won't just stop at the top of the floor, it will go all the way down to the bottom of that girt. So that is the purpose why the floor joists don't go to the outside of the building. But when I was building it, the doors never crossed my mind. I never thought, oh, wait a minute, we have to have floor joists where the doors are going to be. So right here is going to be the back door. It's going to be right here. I didn't put a piece of cardboard here, but it's going right here. And those are the blocks that I'll put in right there for as floor joists for the door. I've never built a house before. I'm bound to make mistakes, but I think that works out pretty good. So tomorrow morning, what we had planned, now you guys can really think I'm nuts now. What we have planned, we have to take the house wrap off in order to frame the windows, because the windows have to be framed from the outside of the building. What we do is we build a box the size of the window, the rough opening, and we nail it up on the walls, and then we do some framing and all that. In order to do that, we have to take the house wrap down. I don't want to take all the house wrap down and then have to put it back up and chance it raining and getting the plywood wet. So I'm really crazy. What I've decided to do is I'm going to take the house wrap down off of this front wall, and I'm going to complete that entire wall. I'm going to put up the zip system. I'm going to cut the window openings, and I'm going to put the windows in on one wall. It's kind of expensive for one wall. It's about, well, for these short walls, they're only 10 feet tall. It's going to be about $2,000 for the zip system and the windows and a door. That's not the permanent door. The door we're going to put up there right now is actually going to be the back door, because the door I want for the front door is $2,000 by itself. So that's the plan. We're going to do one wall, and then it'll take a couple months before we can save up enough money to do the next wall. And then a couple months later, we will do the next wall. And then a couple months after that, we'll do the last wall. So that's the plan. I told you guys we're doing this on a fixed income. We don't have any money saved up at this point. The money that we did have saved, we have used it on what we've got done, along with buying tools that we needed. At this point, our house savings are gone, So we are doing it as we can afford it. So tomorrow morning, we are going to go purchase some windows, a door, and some zip sheathing. And we are going to get the front wall of the house completed. Okay, so I'm crazy and it's gonna look funky, but if you come down my driveway, it'll look like it's done because we're gonna do the front wall first. But anyways, I will see you guys later. Well, here's what we got for a back door, which we're gonna use temporarily on the front because this is the wall we're gonna finish. And we're gonna use it on the front because I really don't wanna mess up the front door I'm going to put on here because it's much more expensive than this one. But so here's the back door, and then I bought more windows than I was going to because the larger windows that are going in the 2 bedrooms, those 2 and those 2, they only had I think 6 in stock and I needed 4 of them. So I didn't want to take the chance of them being out of stock when I needed them, so I went ahead and bought all 4 of the bedroom windows. And then I bought the 2 smaller windows, which they're really not that much smaller. All the windows are 36 inches wide, but these smaller ones are 36 by 36, and those are for the kitchen above the sink right here. Didn't buy that window because I'll do that when we work on that wall. But we are ready to work on this wall. I have to build all the window boxes for this wall now. So it's just a matter of, I'm gonna pull one of each window out of the package or look for the instructions and find out what the rough opening size is. And then I'm gonna use some 2x6s and just build a box. And once that's done, then we'll attach that box to the structure. We also picked up 13 sheets. That almost didn't come out right. We picked up 13 sheets of the zip system, OSB sheathing. So we got the 13 sheets that it will take for that front wall, and I picked up 3 rolls of tape. It's not going to take 3 rolls for the one wall, but I just figured I might as well get 3 because we are going to need them. Also picked up the roller that goes with the tape. These rollers are expensive, and it was the only one that they had in stock between 2 different stores. But so the tape, from what I understand, you roll the tape on the seams between the 2 pieces. You put it like where the line is here, and so you put the tape on there, and then you take the roller and you roll it down, make sure it sticks really, really well. And you have to tape up all the seams. And let me show you why we went with the zip system. We were told when we picked this up that not a lot of people buy this stuff because it is expensive. It's about $40 a sheet. But the reason we went with this is because it's water resistive and air barrier protection. So once we put this up, it's good on the outside of the building for like 6 months or something like that before we have to put up siding. It may be longer than that before we get siding up. So we may take the house wrap. If it looks like it's going to be a long time, we might take the house wrap and go ahead and put it on over that, but you don't need house wrap over that. And it would actually, I've read 2 different things. One of them was from the actual website, and it says not to use house wrap on it because that ruins the effect that it's supposed to have. But then I saw a company putting up a building where they were using this stuff, and they did put house wrap over it. Not saying just because a company was doing it that that's the correct way to do it. I tend to believe the company that makes this stuff more than somebody that's building. But anyways, if it's going to be too long before we get some metal on, we may put the house wrap over it, but I don't know what we'll do. We'll just have to wait and see. But I will see you after I make some window boxes and we'll start installing them. Well, there's one window frame done.
It's too wide.
You can handle it. You're a big boy.
I couldn't handle it. Afraid I'll break it.
Don't be breaking no window. We're gonna test it out here and make sure the window fits in my window frame.
No, it's ready to go in.
I think you have to take that elastic band off first.
That's a long rubber band now.
I know it.
It's a good slingshot.
Not.
Come here, dumb doofus.
Don't be shooting the supervisor. Shot yourself.
Which way does it go, huh? Just like that?
No, the part that you have your hand on comes up here on this end. Right here. You have it widthwise, or you have it standing up the way the window goes. So you go stand down that end, and then you just lay it down. Here, I'll take this end.
I'm confused. Ah, hey, look at there.
It fits in there perfect.
You think you know what you're doing?
I do know what I'm doing. Sometimes. Now we just have to make 3 more. Okay, there's the window box for the double window above the kitchen sink. Now, if you guys know, you can let me know, because I don't know, and I'm hoping we can figure it out when the time comes. But there's going to be a strip between the windows, which I don't know how to fill that in, because there will be J-channel around the outside of the window. But then because of the two, I didn't want a space between the windows, so there's going to be like a 2-inch gap between the windows where you will be able to see the mounting fins here. So basically you're going to see this strip right here, right in the middle of the 2 windows. So if you guys have any idea, if you guys know what I'm supposed to put there, let me know. If not, when the time comes, we'll figure something out, have something made, whatever we need to do. But I didn't want a gap between the windows, which would have made it a little bit easier. But in order to have a gap large enough to make it easy, the gap would have had to have been about 6 inches, and I don't want a 6-inch gap between my 2 windows. I want them butted right up against each other. So let me know if you know what's supposed to go there. All right, so there's the double windows. We just put them in the frame. And so now you guys can see what I'm talking about. There's this gap in between right here. And I'm not sure what to do with that since we're doing metal siding. So if you guys know, let me know. But now we got to take these frames and we got to mount them over there where they go. Alright, we'll leave it hanging there in case it starts to rain. It's 8 3/4 below. So we want 88 3/4 from the top of that bracket, right? Put the level up there. Other way, flip it upside down. You've got to keep that in there. How about a screw gun that works?
Once I get it up there, then what?
Hold it.
Yeah, you gotta hold it. Whoops. Push it out. There you go.
No.
Out. Hold on till I get control of it. All right, now tell me what you want.
I want you to hold still. Dang it. All right, now it's got to go this way about an inch. It's got to be, the bottom of it's got to be flush with the bottom of the 2x4.
Is there some way we can clamp it? Because I don't know if I can hold it still.
God dang it. My hand is stuck. All right. That should hold it in position. Now, I just got to screw it all off. We're only going to get one of these in, then we got to go get screws. I think my screws are coming. I feel like it was going upwards. I don't like this ladder.
I got you.
No problem, I can't push and the screw's not going in. I need you to pull down on that just a little bit.
This?
Yep. Just a little, I said.
Like I can tell a little?
Yeah, I want it flush.
I know what you want.
Yeah, okay.
But you think I can look up there and say, oh, that's a little, that's a lot?
Yeah.
Well, you're wrong.
We gotta get this end up.
I go up.
Oh, that's not what I meant. I gotta move my ladder.
Say when.
I don't know, because it's too far away. Push it in.
I can't do both.
Well, I can't do both either. Up. Right there. Nope, down a little bit. Right there, don't move. Damn it. That screw didn't go in right. I gotta put a different one. For some reason my screws are angling upwards. Perfect. Okay, now put the level on it. Make sure it's plumb. Before I screw down the 2x. I can't. Wait. All right, screw.
Why can't you?
Because
Right, left.
my right is your left, and I'll get it all messed up. Give me a screw. All right, screw.
Yeah, you need my help.
No, I got this one. Yeah, you can see that 2x4 is not straight. There's a dip in it right there.
It's got the same thing as our sawmill does. See how it's flat here and it takes a dip? You know, I can't.
Well, we need a whole bunch of screws because I need to screw it to the girts.
Well, ready to go to town then.
We gotta go to town. Always going to town. We'll be back. We gotta go get screws.